What's going on, guys? It's Mike for SimRacing604, and welcome to F1 2021. I wasn't going to do a review on this video. I have done sort of a secondary project with F1 2021, so I wasn't going to post one to my channel. But while doing that secondary project, it turns out I kind of like F1 2021. I'm not a huge fan of the series, frankly, but this one has sort of surpassed my expectations, so I thought I would share some thoughts with you guys. Let you know what I like about it and who I think might enjoy owning this game. So just going to do a talk and drive. We are here at Spa, driving as Sebastian Vettel. Alright, so let's talk about what I like about F1 2021. And the first two, the obvious ones, what every review talks about, graphics and sounds. Graphics are really nice. I like the look of the F1 series. Very vibrant colors. For some people it can be too much. It comes across as kind of cartoonish, but you know what? I think it's quite visually appealing. I enjoy it. Whoa, that was close. Whoa, that was even closer. And then the sounds, I mean, Codemasters was tasked with recreating some of the worst sounding F1 cars in history, and although the engine notes are not really that remarkable, it's the secondary sounds, it's all the sort of track ambience and, you know, team radio and yellow flag and things like that. So yeah, I think they've done a nice job with sort of the secondary sounds, bringing that ambiance. And yeah, so those are my first two. Moving on to, whoops, come on Daniel. Moving on to the single player experience, it is fantastic. It really is. The just pick up and drive aspect of racing against the AI is made really excellent. It's outstanding by dint of the excellent AI. You'll see that in just a second. I've got it turned down too low. Obviously, I'm trailing Daniel Ricciardo far too easily here. But once you get it dialed in, once you get the difficulty set right, I mean, the AI, they do a great job battling you. You're wheel to wheel with them for, you know, sometimes entire complexes. They do a great job sensing your presence and staying the right distance from you. They will press you, they will try and gain advantages, and not just that, but even once you've completed the overtake, we should see it here. So you don't necessarily see that level of AI in many other sims, or especially recent games. It's really great. Again, I've just got the difficulty too low. So yeah, the AI is fantastic. I have some great battles with them. And even once you complete the overtake, sometimes a turn or two later they come back. You think you've put them behind you, but you have not. So that's something, again, that you don't see very commonly, and a great feature of F1 2021. But additionally, the single player mode, there's the story mode. And story modes is not something I'm usually that into, especially in a racing game. Usually comes across as just cheesy acting and a way to sort of segue you into the next car. But the Breaking Point, speaking of breaking points, I almost missed mine there. And the Breaking Point story mode basically puts you into a story of somebody transitioning from F2 to F1. It's really nicely done. And it doesn't just say, okay, now he's an F1 driver, go win a race. It's like, you know, you're challenging your teammate, trying to make a name for yourself, and then you're in the middle of a race doing well, you have a puncture, and then it starts you in the middle of the race. You have to limp your car back to the pits and try and make something of the race, and scenarios like that. So it's really a lot of fun, really well done. This could be a battle. Yeah, my Aston Martin has nothing for Bottas. But my brakes might. Let's see. Alright. So yeah, single player mode and the career mode that we know and love from the F1 series.
Keep this up.
Also well done once again. So, career mode, story mode, excellent single player racing thanks to the great AI. I mean, there's a lot going on here for those who like to race solo. Multiplayer, I haven't played a lot of multiplayer. I've done a few hot laps, which ranks you against the best in the world. And you quickly realize, or I quickly realized just how far off. I mean, it's not uncommon for me to be outside of the top 10,000 laps. It's really remarkable how many people play this and how many people register hot laps. But still fun to try, and you can gain setups by performing well. So it's really cool, really nicely done. The online racing, however, the sort of jump in and find a race. I mean, the game is still pretty new, so there's a lot of people in there that probably have no business racing online. They don't know the track. You end up getting punted off. So it is what it is. It's growing pains, but that'll sort itself out as sort of driver tiers start to become more prevalent, and you can always join a league. I'm seeing a lot of leagues pop up as well. Alright, second place, not bad. Assuming we can keep Lando behind us. I don't even see Hamilton. Oh, he's 2.5 seconds up on me, that's why. With 2 laps to go, might be doable. No DRS though. I guess he won't either, so we'll see what happens. And lastly, let's spend the last 2 laps. Spend the last 2 laps learning racing lines. So let's talk about the driving experience. It's okay. If you're used to F1 2019, 2020, it's very much the same. The force feedback is numb. Like, I have a direct drive wheel, so I should be feeling everything, but it's almost completely numb when you're going in a straight line here at Spa. Over the curbs, there's something. It's a rumble. It's not the best force feedback by any stretch. Automobilista 1, rFactor 2, it's not on that level for sure. So a lot depends on how much you care about force feedback. I know a lot of sim racers that basically turn it off or way down, so you probably won't be too fussed with that. And then in terms of the driving physics, I mean, I'm not necessarily the guy to judge how accurate a Formula 1 car is represented, having never been in the seat of one, nor will I ever be. But in terms of, does it respond logically to inputs? Yes, it absolutely does. It's certainly a notch above, say, Need for Speed or something like that. But how I think it should respond over curbs and such, is it on the level of the aforementioned hardcore racing simulators like rFactor 2, like Automobilista 1? No, it's not. It's not there. There's sort of goofy things that the car does sometimes. I'm trying to demonstrate one, but you can kind of see by what happens when you go over curbs and how hard you can brake without consequence. And granted, I have assist turned on, but yeah, it's a bit overdone in parts.
This is your final lap of the race.
But again, it doesn't ruin the experience by any means. It's just kind of not necessarily how you would expect a car like this to behave. There's kind of this crunching understeer effect when you go around a lot of the slower corners. It's like, I can't imagine that's the case in a car like this. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't seem right. Oh, I'm going to have a last lap battle with Hamilton, apparently, who has DRS and is off into the sunset.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
So yeah, driving feel, overall good. Don't expect it to be a hardcore sim because it's not. Yeah, there's the AI battle I was praising. What you got for me, Ham? But yeah, I'm loving it overall. The one thing I will say that is atrocious in this title is the menu screens. There's still no mouse support. That is unbelievable to me and makes it really annoying to navigate those menus. Then you have goofy things like, to go back a menu, you choose advance. Like, that's how you get to the main menu, and you would think it would just be the escape key. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, looks like I will have only the final chicane to make my move here on Lewis. Here we go. But yeah, overall, really nice, and I have fun with it. Scenarios like that, just jump in and drive. It's really, really great. So who do I recommend this to? Well, basically anyone who's not a hardcore sim racer. If you're not overly tied to 100% accurate physics and, you know, very informative feedback, if you can get past that, I think you'll really like this title. There's a lot on offer, frankly. So if you're new to the F1 series, perfect time to jump in. There's a great story mode, great single-player racing as you get used to the feel. If you're returning from 2019 to 2020, is it a major leap forward? No, but it kind of takes what it did right in the past and makes it a little bit better. Unfortunately, the sort of demons, the bad parts of the old titles are still represented here as well. So take it with a grain of salt, but I think personally this is my favorite F1 title in a while, and yeah, it's just really nicely done overall. So hope that helps you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
It's Aston Martin on the top.